Happy New Year.
2025.
Is it? It's 2025. But what day is it today? It's February the
8th.
February the 8th, 2025. And this is our first podcast for the year. Oh, I know. Look, don't you just love it? My God, look at this. This is like huge. This is almost like a 2 liter. It's like what you would buy.
It's what you need to hydrate with.
Exactly. So we're going to do a podcast, and we got a lot to catch up on because we weren't able to do one for New Year's. It was just too busy.
Yeah, we're very busy.
Yeah, I think so.
With the whole
With everything.
administration.
Oh my God, yeah.
We didn't write that down.
Oh, I did. That just totally left me. Yeah, that's right. We got a new regime change.
Yeah.
We got a new president in town, and he's doing a lot of stuff. He got inaugurated on the 21st, right? 21st of January.
Yeah.
He was inaugurated. Yeah, and it's just been all like headlines since then. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
It's good. Sea salt.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got sea salt in it.
How do you get it going? I'm getting like a little. Do I got to punch like a hole in it or
I
something?
know. So you shake it up before you.
I did. Can you?
You want mine?
Oh my God, that is so good.
It's good, right?
I want them both. No, I'm just joking.
That's fine.
There you go.
That's good.
I want mine.
Okay.
I just wanted a sip of yours. Just I like mine where the cream's more on top. You see, that's too mixed up.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So January was a pretty crazy month.
Yeah, February too.
February's turning into another crazy month, but we can only catch up with 1 month at a time. Good thing I keep meticulous notes, keep a diary.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah. And then I upload the diary to the AI and then have the AI try to figure it out. And then they can't even figure out what's going on. They're like, what is going on in this guy's
Like,
life?
no, don't want to interpret.
They don't want to interpret it. No. Get a little off subject. There's this program called Notebook LM that I use. It's by Google. And what you can do is you can upload source material, like a YouTube video or documents, and then the AI will actually create a podcast.
I think you sent me a link to that once.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is a little weird.
Yeah. Because you can't tell, I can't tell the difference between AI generated podcasts and
real podcasts.
podcasts.
Yeah. So it has its benefits and its ups and its downs. Well, anyway, I didn't really want to talk about AI because I'm sure we got plenty of that. How did your month go?
The January or February so far?
January. Well, I guess both, but yeah, January, right? This is gonna be a recap.
Yeah. Well, how did it work? January 1st. It's a new task that I have to do every first of the month.
Part of your promotion.
It's not even a promotion.
It's just work more.
It's just somebody left in another department, and I have to take on that.
And there's backfill.
And it's just and for some reason, the first of the month is always on a Saturday for 3 months in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So January 1st, it was Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
But I still had to work. And then February 1st was on a Saturday. March 1st is on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be working every Saturday.
There's never a good. Well, it's kind of like when I was a reservist and I have to show up on the weekends, 1 weekend a month, but it always happened on a weekend where something was going on. There was that one event and I couldn't go because I had a weekend. Anyway, so I showed up.
Swap with me.
So anyway, yeah. So anyway, well, we had hectic. Well, speaking of hectic, I had a pretty hectic time at work. We had that PSA plane crash that just occurred right at the end of the month too.
Yeah.
28th, I think it was when it happened. 27th or 28th, yeah. And that kind of rocked the industry a little bit. That was a really stressful incident when it happened because you can kind of tell that this world is really quickly becoming a place that's not for wimps. Because one is that we had that incident happen, which was traumatic. And in the career field, the way it is right now, everything's very close-knit. So a surprisingly high amount of my coworkers knew people that were on the plane, either the pilots or the flight attendant. So have you heard of, like, I think one of my friends, Vito, said it. It's called 9 degrees of separation.
Is it 9 degrees or 6?
Is it 6 or 9? Yeah. Well, is that concept that everybody's related to somebody? You're like 6 or 9 different people.
Yeah.
So, like, if I take you, or like you take a random person, and then, you know, you find 9 people, somehow they're related, and then you can link those 2 people together.
Yeah.
Well, in the airline world, it's like 3 degrees of separation. So, yeah, there's only like 2 people linking 3 people linking any 2 people together.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, so it's really quickly becoming, so everybody was really emotional, and you know, there was a lot of sick calls, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
People were calling out. So yeah, it was already, and I was thinking about doing it too, because I was like, man, do I really want to like wake up? Do I really want to work another day? It really felt like a deployment. It really felt like I was back in Afghanistan, where the emotions were the same. Like, you didn't want to do it, but you had to do it. So, like, I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to, like, continue working with the news and everything. And, like, just the fear of, like, not knowing what was going on.
Right.
And why it happens, right? And is this going to happen again, or is this going to happen to other aircraft, or what's going on here? And the fact that we didn't know. And it's being able to work through that fear that I think just comes with experience, and you really find out really fast that you find out the difference between me being older and more experienced and somebody relatively new. We had a lot of sick calls, and the system, of course, everybody quickly got overwhelmed. In fact, I had to actually pick up some work as well, because...
You got diverted. Well, you personally got diverted onto a different plane.
Yeah, I got rescheduled. Yeah, because I landed in Houston, and it was on the last day. It was a 4-day. We were really tired, right? Emotionally, we were just exhausted. And I think my crew would have already given up if I wasn't like pulling them through it, you know, just with my motivation. Because even my FO said, like, wow, if it wasn't for you being here, I think we would have given up by now.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, don't worry, we got this. But then I landed, and then they called me, and they wanted me to pick up another flight because the captain was refusing to do it. And I'm not going to go into details, but the captain...
Not to name names.
Not to name names, but
But
the
you know
captain...
who you are.
Captain said, she told the schedulers, I'm not going to be the next person on the news. And she just like refused to do the flight. So they called me, and I did it. And it was all money, you know. It was I got paid like, because originally we were supposed to do a short-term hop, and then I was done.
Yeah.
But then a 2-hour turned out to be another 6 hours, and that was just all money on top because I already met my minimum time for the month.
Yeah.
But it gives you an idea of like what we were going through.
Yeah.
So.
And they can't just give the flight to anyone. It's got to be someone that knows how to fly it.
Exactly.
At that location.
Right. Exactly. Because it was pretty challenging. Yeah, so much stuff happened.
And it snowed.
And we did. It snowed. Yeah.
Not like the slushy one.
So yeah, we had a snowfall. So like right before that, in the middle of the month, we had an incredible snowfall.
Yeah. Well, everybody was enjoying the snow. You were out of town.
I was stranded.
You were stranded.
Yeah, my company got me stranded in Baton Rouge, of all places.
Of all places. I would have thought St. Plains, southern part of Texas, not where the storm was going.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was one of the craziest things I've ever experienced.
You said they actually, the city had a curfew.
Curfew, shut down.
Yeah.
And we actually got delayed for 2 days. So we stayed at the hotel for 2 days.
Cabin fever.
I was ready to go. Yeah, because you know, you can't open the window.
Yeah.
You don't really want to go outside.
You can't visit. Family.
You can't visit. In the room, like the air in the room starts getting a little stale also. You know, I didn't think that was a thing, but like, you know, when you know you just can't go anywhere, you're just like, oh, you know.
I can't even open the windows.
I know. I could open the windows, but It was just a winter prison, winter wonderland prison. You know, everything was nice, but you were locked in. You couldn't go anywhere.
The people were sledding, they were skiing, snowboarding, all sorts of things. While everybody was enjoying themselves because they didn't have to go to school, they didn't have to go to work. Instead, I still had to work.
Yeah, they made you work.
And then, you know, needless to say, they did not tell us not to come in. They told us just to, like, be safe.
Good luck, be safe.
I still voted in work from home, but then I was worried about height busting.
Those roads were really sketchy, weren't they?
Yeah, I was just terrified of what was going to happen to my house.
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah, your house, right? Because our house is that's just built to handle snow. That's a lot of weight.
And I think that's what caused my roof to kind of leak.
Really?
A few days later, when we had a downpour.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I have a leak from the roof to the vent of the stovetop.
Yeah.
But I think other houses also have leaks because they were getting their roofs fixed.
Yeah.
And I got mine fixed.
Well, I think the rain, the ice when it freezes, it's like a wedge, you know, because the ice expands and then it just splits everything a little bit.
The adhesives, I think, just went apart. So me, wanting to
you went up on the roof
save
and fixed
money,
it, right? Yeah.
I went up on the roof.
You put a little bit of that Flex Seal on.
I put Flex Seal tape and I used the spray-on Flex Seal.
Nice.
So, and I was only going to do this one time. I was not going to go back up there. So I looked at all the vents that's up there. I scoped it out. I crawled my way up. But before that, I stood on the ladder for like a good 10 minutes. Like trying to think, once I get up there, how am I going to get down? Because you use different muscles when you're going up. You use different muscles. When you're coming down, you have to use different.
I used to be terrified of ladders. It was the same way with my dad. We would work construction. Going up the ladder was super easy. Going back down the ladder, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Because how do you maneuver like from the roof onto the ladder?
It's like you don't have that strength to like.
Exactly. Like you're fully committed. Like once the majority of your body moves off that ledge and you're getting on that ladder, you're pretty much committed. And your foot has to like hit that rung. Oh my god, I see so many ladder injuries. People get their foot caught in between the rung and the ladder falls and they're like snaps into a zillion pieces.
Oh no. I'm glad you didn't tell me this before I got up there. But I figured, you know what, I need to get up
Well,
there.
you know, I offered to go up there.
I know, but you have a...
I'm too valuable.
You're
And I don't have a good history of...
You don't have a good history.
I don't have a good... I already went through your roof once.
Yes. I can't afford it.
So...
So got that all done. So hopefully the next rain that we have, it won't. I hope I did it right. We'll see. And then the same day, my pipe busted to the water heater, the hot water.
Yeah, that's right. It just busted.
Couldn't tell where it was coming from. And I thought it was the ceiling, so then I had to go up to the attic again.
Fortunately, my mom was able to send some people, right?
Yes. I was like, Lucio, I need to contact them.
Yeah, I know.
Again.
And the one guy hasn't been deported yet. Like, you know, he was able to get down there and fix it.
She just sent them over.
He came right on over.
Yeah, he did. So it lucked out. It wasn't as bad as the...
Could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been in the attic. It could have been the whole water heater tank. And it was just a matter of changing out the pipe, the connectors.
Right.
And since he was already here, I had another leak on the outdoor faucet, the spigot. It just about, it wasn't stopping the water. And that's been for over a year, so.
Right.
Got that.
That's good, yeah. Those pipes are great. Actually, I'm doing some fixing myself. I'm tackling the Camaro project, This month was actually the big month. This was the month where the majority of the work was done. Because, I'm using this opportunity to do all the stuff that I've been meaning to do since I've had the car. And for some reason, I feel like 2025 was like the year to do it. So I bought everything and I'm doing it. And everything is just like a struggle, man. Everything, like I won't get into the details, but I don't remember this car being ever this hard to work on. And I don't know if this is just a mixture of me getting older, or the car getting more complex, or maybe like the newer cars have gotten lazier. I don't know, but man, this thing was like, wow, dude, just everything. It's like, you know, the suspension components, I take out the old ones, I have to put this new one in. So you're trying to make like the new stuff work with the old stuff. And for the most part, it came together pretty well, you know? But anyway, the two biggest ones, I had to reinstall a torque arm. And I got this big aftermarket unit. It's big, it's heavy, and that took me like 2 days to get up there. Because you're underneath the car, and then it's a top-heavy unit, you know, so if you drop it, it falls. You gotta like get it up there. There's like a lot going on, you know?
Well, that one, the suspension, it didn't come in the whole set, right?
Right, yeah, and then that's just it. So like the shocks, right? So then after I get all that suspension up, I decided to change out the shock absorbers. And I'm like, well, how hard can this be? Because I've changed out shock absorbers before, right? Well, this was very difficult because one, you know, normally when I change out shocks in my car, I can do it in one day. It's a relatively straightforward process. You just take the old ones out, you take apart the old strut, you put the new strut together with the springs, and everything goes back in. But this one was really challenging because, well, first of all, I ordered the Gilstein kit, the B12 Pro kit, and the struts come, and the struts don't have a strut perch on it, right? So, you know, the way the spring works is here. I'm going to borrow this napkin and this really expensive pen here. Look at this Movada pen. Look at that. That's beautiful. Camilo, she stole it.
It's lost and found.
Yeah. Lost and found. Lost and stolen. Yeah. So the way the strut works is, you know, so that's a really bad drawing. It looks like a little cock and ball.
Like, can I imagine what that looks like?
So anyway,
My mom watches this.
I know somebody's watching. Anyway, I'll just skip the illustrations for now. Well, anyway, so I had to install this spring perch onto the strut. So not only did I order this kit, I had to order the perches. There's only 2 left. I ordered the last 2, like anywhere, right in the warehouse. They come in, and the perches are basically like these plates that you're supposed to fit over the strut, slide them down, you know, and then you install the spring on the strut, and the spring sits on the perch. So it holds the spring, the perch, and then you do the strut mount, and then you compress it and then tighten it together, and then your strut's complete. Well, you got to get the perch onto the strut. It doesn't fit. The strut is wider in diameter than the perch. So how do you do it, right?
See, I would have heated it up.
I tried that.
Yeah.
I tried heating it up, beat on it. Anyway, so what it ended up doing was it took me 2 days to install it onto the strut. It's 1 per day because you're struggling with it, you're heating it up. Eventually what I did was I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a big industrial-sized exhaust expander because I figured the inner diameter of the hole had to just be a little bit bigger. So I bought this kit and I was able to widen the hole, but it took a lot of effort. It was a lot of work. Well, anyway.
It's good you didn't break it.
I'm really glad I didn't break anything. Yeah. So once I get the struts installed, then I think, okay, well, it's not a big deal. I can just get it on this car. I don't remember the install ever being that bad. All I will say is that the car just really, it fought me every bit of the way. It really made me question why I was even doing this, because I've never worked on a car that was so difficult, but it's like the car was actively trying to block, because there's a lot of stuff that had to move around. There's a lot of nuts that had to be loosened, but then it's like you would loosen a nut to move a part around, and then when you shifted that part to get to another bolt, it would cover the bolt you just loosened. So it was almost like the whole thing was like a puzzle box.
Yeah.
Everything was shifting around. Even when I went to go put the strut in, everything had to be at a right angle, a certain angle, because the sway bar was blocking the strut. I mean, there was just a lot of weird stuff going on.
I feel like that's like my life.
Really? Like a puzzle box?
Nothing fits. Yes. But you got it done. You finished it this morning.
I did. I had to bleed the brakes. Yes, I got it installed yesterday. I actually had to undo the brake booster to shift it over so I could get to one of the bolts in the engine bay to unloosen the strut. And then, of course, when I undid the brake booster, I lost all the air pressure in the brake system. It's just any way this car could have made it difficult, it did.
So when you had done the whole measurement to align, what were you aligning
Oh, yes.
did that mess it up?
No, that was two completely different things.
Okay.
Me doing the measurement and the aligning, that was just all adjustability in the rear. And that was after I installed all the aftermarket adjustable components. No, these were just shock absorbers, so it shouldn't have affected anything. It was just to get to the bolts, I had to unbolt other stuff, and then it just created a cascading trail of drama. So anyway, I got the struts in yesterday, spent 6 hours on it, battling the car. Almost gave up.
I almost gave up too.
You had a rough day yesterday as well.
I worked till like 8 o'clock at night. I forget.
Were you vicariously living through each other? Were you pushing yourself hard because I was pushing myself hard? Yeah, it was really weird. I think you might have been channeling me a little bit, because that was odd, because you normally don't work that late.
No. Well, the network is really slow Thursday and yesterday. So I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't, I would have had everything completed. I would have been gone out of there by 4.
Yeah.
I would have done mowing the weeds at my house.
Right.
And then I couldn't do any of that, so I had to do all that this morning.
Yeah. I feel like I had a feeling that you were doing it because I was working hard. I got a little bit of that.
No, well, I had to do it because everyone's waiting for the reports, for the January reports. And I have a meeting next week,
So you better have those reports
they
done.
need
Yeah.
time to look at it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Speaking of reports, I got an e-learning I have to do.
Oh, again?
Yeah, every month they're pounding up with us. I'm getting emails, it's past due. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm tapping out. So
Yeah, so we have the snow. We both dealt with our personal stuff, like the car,
personal
the
goals,
house.
personal struggles.
Yeah. I think my goal this year, it's always been every year, is to organize the house.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's a good goal.
Yeah, and I have a whole year to do it. So
I might be moving soon.
moving
Next door to a bigger place.
So you just slide everything through the.
I'm not even gonna slide anything over. I'm just gonna keep everything where I'm at and just lease more space and expand out even more. I don't want to move all. I don't move all my crap. I don't have time to do that.
Imagine if you did. You have to go if you didn't fit through the door, you'd have to go
Out,
downstairs,
around,
back
down,
upstairs, into the
around,
crowd.
upstairs. Oh, my card collection.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. You want to talk about the card trick?
Oh, let's talk about cards.
Okay. As it starts getting loud. Cards. So, Magic the Gathering. Actually, this might be a good place to call it.
Call it?
Yeah, call it. Okay, we'll call it. We'll talk about cards later. Okay. Hope you enjoyed it, right? Good podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To be continued.
See ya.
Bye.